So good evening all. We on behalf of the SREC Alumni Association in the Biomedical Department welcome you for the 84th webinar talk, Data in a Digital World. We welcome our Principal Ma'am, Speaker of the Day, Mr. Kavin Kumar, 2019 batch BME, faculty members, current students and all our alumni friends. Mr. Kavin joined Cognizant as an intern during his final year of studies. After completing his 4 months internship, joined as a program analyst trainee and worked for a year. Then, for the following 2 years, he was a program analyst. Currently, he is an associate at Cognizant since this Jan 2022. Along with his job in parallel, he has completed various certification courses from Microsoft on AI fundamentals and data fundamentals. He has also completed few more courses on Agile project management, Agile deliveries, Python programming, and Snowflake for developers. Over to you, sir.
So, good evening to everyone. So, thanks to Thomas, Vasanth, and the department for this wonderful opportunity. This great evening. Knowledge on data and digital world. And so, I asked the complete 3 years to development of artificial intelligence and data plus these. So I'm just starting my so into this data in digital world. So like coming to so what is data? So data is like a piece of information, or it as a collection of facts or a collection of information. So this we call it as data. So the applications that are accessed by the users. So the application accessed by the users, for example, the application over data, it's data in an underlying. So we have here the applications, whatever we access, for example, application accessed by. So the data or like the applications that are accessed by the user. So they store the data in the underlying database. So here the database can be a database or any kind of a storage facility that can store a data. Here data is a piece of information or collection of facts that we call it as data. So data is important to any system in the world. So here we classify the data based on type of data or structure of data. So we classify the data store as a database. That is a store facility we call. So we classify into structured data, unstructured data, and unstructured data. So here coming to structured data, so this is data that is, we call it as relational data that we store in the format of tables, rows and columns, that is tuples and attributes. So here the data is stored in the form of tables in a relational database management, that is RDBMS. So the RDBMS systems we have like Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle, and Teradata, and so we have several systems that we store data in the form of tables. So here relational data, here we store the data in the form of tables, that is rows and columns. So for example, here we have an product ID, name, product number, color. So here we have this information. So we store the product information table format. So here rows and columns in the format of rows and columns. So this is like an relational data. We call it as structured data, which is having a proper structure that is stored in the relational database system. So this is structured data. And second, we have semi-structured data. So structured data not it's having a tax. So tax data is a data. So here we're able to group the data. And So we have to describe how the data is stored with the help of facts and elements. Data is not having a proper structure and that cannot be stored in relational database, but it is having a tags element that is a metadata. So here we're able to group the data with the help of the tags, that is meta tags. Okay. Here, for example, Gmail. Okay, Gmail. So here we store the data, we classify based on meta tags like inbox, sent titles, and drafts. So this is one of the example for semi-structured data. And here we have an example of JSON and XML files. So semi-structured data, so here we have an example of JSON and XML files. Here we have properties, customer ID, customer name, and city, which having corresponding values. That is one, the customer name is one, and city. So this is an example for the semi-structured data. Semi-structured data. Semi-structured data is not like not stored data in relational database in a form of tables, but it is facts and elements to group the data and to classify it. We can describe data based on examples of JSON and XML. And third, we have is unstructured data. So unstructured data that is not having any structure. For example, audio, video files, and images. So unstructured data is data that is not having proper structure, and it lacks of structure, that is relational structure. And for example, we use in our day-to-day life is audio files, video files, and images. We call it as unstructured data. Data here we classify based on structure, and the type of data we have classified into structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured. So we have different types of system of the data systems. We have we classify data system into Oltp. So what is Oltp? Online transaction processing. So here, online transaction processing in the sense is dealing with the data, and OLAP is dealing with analytical data or the fast data. So it is a real-time processing. OLAP is the dealing with data. So online transaction processing and OLAP is online analytical processing. Okay. Able to me okay. So OLTP is an online transaction. So here with the current data, and the data will be more normalized, and OLTP here is dealing with data. Processing time and response time will be very fast. Will be very fast. And here we use operations that is insert, and we insert record, update, or we update the existing record, we delete the existing record. So we perform update and delete operations. This is a processing system. So it is dealing with the current data. And while it is select operation, select is a retrieval command that is used to retrieve the data in a table. So while we retrieve the data, purpose of future analysis and prediction. Analysis and future prediction. Okay. We call prediction.
Okay, I think some technical issues. Let him join. So in meanwhile, from SREC Alumni Association, we have our 9th annual alumni meet of Chennai chapter happening this 26th January on the Republic Day. So I request all your contacts who are available in Chennai, you can just put up a word to them. And this is an online meet which we are organizing on 26th Jan. So all are welcome for the event. And we have a quite number of online competitions for this particular meet. We have singing competition, dance, cooking, as well as drawing. So if in case if you're interested or your family members are interested, you're most welcome for this event. And we have planned some stand-up comedians. Two have assured from the EVM studio, and they will be joining that evening on 26th. So as I said, this Jan 26th, Republic Day, you can mark the calendar and please be available. It's from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's on Wednesday. So most of the organizations would have gone for a closure because it is a Republic Day. So I request you to join in numbers and make the event a grand success.
Good evening, everybody. Probably till Kavin joins, I just would like to share happy news with all the students and other faculty members. Can I, Vasanth and Thomas, for a minute?
Ma'am, please proceed, ma'am. Pleasure.
Yeah. One of our alumni, Arun from BTech IT, he was one of the very, very prestigious cadets of our NCC who participated in the Republic Day parade at New Delhi. And he was also one of the toppers in the Thalsainik camps as well. After his graduation, he has been selected in the Indian Army. He was serving in the Indian Army, and now he has also cleared the examinations and the interview for the fighter pilot of the Indian Air Force. It's really a moment of great pride that he was selected both in Army and also in Air Force, and he has joined the Indian Air Force as a fighter pilot for the training to begin with in Hyderabad. He comes from a very, very humble family background. With all his motivation, passion to serve the country, he could perform exceptionally well and take up this career. On behalf of the institution, on behalf of all the students who are here today and the Alumni Association, I would like to wish the cadet Arun all the very, very great success in his Army life and Air Force life. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Very nice, ma'am. In fact, there was a news feature in the daily news, I mean, in Tamil newspaper, ma'am.
It has
Like
come
and
yes.
yes, ma'am. He has expressed his wish to become like the one. I think I forgot his name. Abhinandan. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So his aim is to become like an Abhinandan fighter pilot aircraft. I mean, pilot, ma'am. Fighter pilot. Thank you so much. I think Kavin is back in the call.
Yeah, sorry for the inconvenience, sir. So I'm rejoined.
Yeah, no, yeah. Please, you can go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah. So here discussing about Oltp versus Olap. So Oltp is an online transaction processing system, and Olap is an online analytical processing system. So coming to Oltp, so here we process the data. That is, we are dealing with the real-time data, that is current data, and we call it as online processing. So like the net banking, what we do, that is an example of OLTP, that is transaction, dealing with the transactions and the current data, that is online processing, that is called as OLTP, whereas OLAP is dealing with the past data. So we are dealing with historical data and we are analyzing over the data and we are making it some decisions, that is future predictions. So OLAP is like dealing with historical data, that is whatever the history we stored in the database or data warehouse. So we deal with data and that data can be analyzed and that can be used for predictions and decision making purposes for the like various business organizations for the building their data warehouse and their enterprise business solutions. So that is the difference between OLTP and OLAP. So coming to the response time, so here in OLTP, so we are dealing with current data. So the time that we require to process the data is very fast. That is like the response time is very fast and we get the output very fast. and OLAP is dealing with historical data. So here the response time that is very large, that is like we need more time because it is dealing with the history data. So it is taking some more time compared to OLAP. And next we have the differences like the normalization. So the normalization process is very simple. That is like removing the duplicates. Duplicates, we call it as the same type of data that is existing in multiple places, that we call it as duplicates. Like one copy of data is existing in multiple times or repeated in the database or in any storage facility. It is getting repeated. We call it as duplicate. So here the normalization process is in this database management system. The normalization process is designed to reduce the duplicates or to remove the duplicates. So we use this process called normalization. So we have various techniques over normalization, like starting from one normalization 1, 2, 3, and okay. So here the normalization is the process of removing the duplicates. So here in OLTP, we are dealing with the current data. So the normalization, the data is normalized. We have normalized data over OLTP, whereas OLAP is denormalized data. So there is no normalized data. So it is having a duplicate data, that is denormalized data in OLAP system. So that is the difference between OLTP and OLAP. And another example I've told you already, that is OLTP is dealing with the insert, update, and delete commands, that is operations. So inserting a data into a database, updating the data, that is existing data we are updating. For example, employee 10 is having a salary of 30,000. So I'm just updating that record into 50,000. So I have to update the salary of the employee 10 is equal to 50,000. So this is like updating. And if we have to remove one particular record from the existing database, so we use a delete operation. So OLTP, here we process insert, update, and delete. Whereas OLAP, we perform select statement for retrieval of data, and that data can be analyzed and that can be used for future predictions and decision making. So this is the difference between OLTP and OLAP. For example of OLAPs, like the Flipkart and Amazon, we can say like it is having a large number of customers. So for example, Flipkart is analyzing the purchase of their customers every month on the monthly basis. So for example, in December 2021, so it has a profit of this much and the sale of this much. So it is comparing between the January 2022. So that comparison will make them to improve their business or to implement some new strategies. So that will be helping them. So this is like OLAP an example, and OLTP is like net banking and the ATM, the transactions that we do in the real time or online processing, that is called as an OLTP and OLAP. So these are the data systems that we have in the data warehousing. Okay, so in this picture you could see like data sources. We have various data sources, that is like RDBMS, a text file, XML file, or any variety of source or spreadsheets. So we have various types of sources over here, and we perform, that is, transformations. So based on the business requirement, we process the data and we load it into the data warehousing system, that is ETL. We call it as ETL. So extracting the data from various sources and transforming the data as per the requirement. We are transforming it. For example, for example, we need to join the data. So we have to join the data that is coming from different source, that is from the two sources. If I say we have employee table and student table, so I have to join both the data. So I have to use a joiner transformation we have in the ETL part. So joiner transformation helps us to join the types of data, that is different data, that is customer data and employee data. Sorry, employee and student data. So we join the data with the help of joiner we have in ETL, and we load the data into the data warehousing system. So data warehousing system is simply a storage facility where the data can be loaded. So That is 3 steps we have. That is ETL. E stands for extraction from various source systems, and T stands for transformation, and L stands for loading into the data warehousing system. So after loading, that can be used for analysis, that is OLAP, and data mining and visualization. So visualization, I'll tell you in the later slides, and reports, dashboards that we can create. So that is with the help of the data that we have in the data warehouse. So this is the difference between OLTP and OLAP systems. So do you have any questions as of now? Any questions? Okay. So next we have is big data. So what is big data? Anyone, can you please tell me, like, what is big data? A large information. Okay. Yeah. Large data store. Okay. Yeah. So coming to big data. So a big data is a data that we get in increasing volumes and with more velocity and from different varieties. So that we call it as big data. That is a large amount of data that is stored in a system. Okay, that is called as big data. So here in the big data, we have five V's of big data we call. So that is volume, variety, velocity, value, and veracity. So this is the 5 V's of big data. So coming to volume, volume tells us, any question, anything? Yeah. So volume is like huge amount of data that is getting stored, that we call it as volume, the amount of data. And variety, that is like we get from various sources. So we have variety of sources like a database, RDBMS system, and if it is a text files, XML files, semi-structured databases. So the variety of sources, that we call it as variety. And velocity. So the velocity is that the speed at which the data is processed or analyzed, that we call it as velocity of a data. And value. The value in the sense the percentage of usefulness, or like we call it as the meaningful data. The number of, so here we extract the data. So the percentage of the meaningful data or useful data, that we call it as value of data. And next, veracity. So the veracity, we call it as a degree to which the data can be trusted or accurate. So the accurate percentage of data, we call it as veracity. So this is, we have with the big data, that is 5 V's of big data: volume, variety, velocity, value, and veracity. So veracity, that is a data that can be trusted or accurate amount of data. So here in the big data, coming to big data analytics. So here we have 4 types of analytics, that is predictive analytics, prescriptive analytics, and descriptive analytics, and diagnostic analytics. So coming to predictive analytics. So here the predictive means, what means the predictive? Predictive means, so we are predicting, that is predicting something that is going to happen, right? So predictive analytics, that tells answer to the question, that is what is going to happen in the future. What is going to happen in the future, that we call it as predictive analysis. And next we have is prescriptive. So for example, prescriptive in the sense like the medical prescriptive that we take, okay, like the measures that we take, or so there is some problem that has been occurred, and we are taking some measures, or we are making some actions to achieve some goal or to avoid something. So that is called as prescriptive. Like, what should I do for that? So that is prescriptive. So prescriptive is that is the action that should be taken to achieve a goal or a target, that we call it as prescriptive analysis. And next is descriptive. So what is descriptive in the sense, so what is happening or what has been happened in the future, in the past. So it is also dealing with the past. So what happened, that is earlier, what happened, so that we call it as descriptive. So that is a descriptive data. So we classify the data in predictive, prescriptive, descriptive, and diagnostic ways. 4 types of analytics. And coming to diagnostic, so diagnostic I think is very near to our medical topic. So diagnostic is like, so that answers the question, why did it has been happen? Why did it happen? Why it has been happened? So what is the reason, or what is the root cause that we have to take, or like we have to find those anomalies and the root cause that present in the data. So that is with the help of diagnostic analytics. So here we have predictive, prescriptive, and descriptive and diagnostic analytics. So we are analyzing the data and we are classifying the data in 4 varieties, that is predictive, prescriptive, and descriptive and diagnostic. So I repeat, so predictive in the sense what is going to, so we are going to predict the things that are going to happen in the future. That is future prediction. And prescriptive in the sense what action should be taken to achieve a goal or the target. And next, descriptive in the sense like what happened in the past. And diagnostic is why it has been happened. So we are trying to identify the anomalies of data, or like we are finding the root cause. So this is with the big data analytics. And next we have various domains with data, that is various subdivisions or classifications we could say. We have with the data, or like a data subject domain. So coming to data integration, so already we have discussed this, that is extracting the data from various source systems, and we are applying some rules. And over here in the transformation part, it is joining the data or cleaning the data, or like validating the data or aggregating the data. Okay, so we are ordering the data. Okay, and we are loading to the warehouse. That is third step. So that is extraction, transformation, and loading. That is extracting the data from the system and transforming the data as per the requirement that we have in the business. And we are loading to the storage facility, that is the data warehouse. So that is called as data integration. So we are integrating the data from various systems. So we have various source systems. So we are integrating this system, okay, with the target system. We call it as source and target. That is integrating the source system and target system is called as data integration. So data integration tools we have in the business, like Informatica Power Center is a widely used ETL tool, that is extraction, transformation, and loading tool. And next, Informatica Intelligent Cloud Services. That is also an Informatica cloud-based tool we have. And we have a Talent, that is also an ETL tool, and Data Stage from IBM. So these are the tools that has been used for integrating the data between the source systems and target systems. That is a data warehouse. So this is called as data integration, integrating the data between the systems, that is source and target system. We call it as data integration. So these are some widely used ETL tools, that is DI tools we have in the business: Informatica Power Center, IACS, Talent, and Data Stage. And next we have data visualization. So as we told like earlier, here, once the data has been stored in the data warehouse, the storage facility, the data can be analyzed and that can be used for future predictions, right? So after analysis, that can be displayed or visualized in the report format or dashboards, that we can create a reports and dashboards with the help of data that we have in the data warehouse. It is called as data visualization. We visualize the data. So for the steps involved in visualization of data is, first we have to collect the data from various systems, and we have to prepare a data set. And next we have to visualize with the help of, that is front end visualization, and the help of dashboards or like graphs, like pie charts. Okay, so we are visualizing the data in the mode of graph or charts. We are visualizing it, and we are analyzing on that particular data and generating the report or dashboard. That is the next step. We are generating a a report and dashboard. With the help of these tools, we have Tableau, ClickSense, and Microsoft Power BI. These are widely used visualization and reporting tools we have in the business. And here we are able to visualize the data that we have and generate the reports and dashboards with the help of visualization tools, and we can share this to the client or the user. So we can able to share this report or dashboards. That is called as a data visualization process. So we are collecting the data and preparing a data set, and we are analyzing on the data, and we are visualizing that particular data set, and we are generating the reports and dashboards, and we are sharing this to the user. That we call it as data visualization process. And the tools used for the data visualization are Tableau, ClickSense, and Microsoft Power BI. And we have various tools like ClickView. So this is called as data visualization process. And next we have is like data mining and also the data governance. We have various domains with the help of data. And so I have some inputs for the students, like so here we are able to classify the certifications. So we have certifications in Udemy with data courses like data integration and data visualization, Tableau courses, ClickSense, MS Power BI for reporting and analysis, and this is for integrating the data systems and like databases, RDBMSs like Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server. So we have various courses in Udemy available, and also like we classify the data platforms, the path into three varieties, that is AI engineer and data scientist. So artificial intelligence 100, that is AI 100, is a basic course that we can do for AI engineer roles. And here we have for data engineer, we have DP 900 and DP 203. That is the DP 900 is a basic course or certification that we have to understand about the data and its structure and its classification. And so various systems like Cosmos DB we have, and Azure Synapse Analytics, so that we can study with the help of DP 900 and we can certify with that. And DP 203 is an advanced level data engineer certification. So if we complete DP 900 and DP 203, so we are like certified data engineer associate. And next, DP 900 basic again, and DP 100 will give us a data scientist associate certified. So these are some parts we have with the data, that is AI engineer, data engineer, and data scientist. So we have Microsoft certifications that is costing around like 4,500 to 5,000. So here in Cognizant, we have the free enrollment and the certification options. So you can follow Udemy and Microsoft for any data related courses. And so any queries? So also coming to the medical applications and medical applications with the data analytics. So we have various applications, like we are able to provide a better result, or we improve the better treatment by monitoring the healthcare institutions, that is monitoring the quality of medical and healthcare institution. And also like we can improve the patient monitoring system, like SRVs for the patients, by improving that. And also we are able to predict the diseases, what kind of disease it is, by loading the data sets to the system. And also like we can detect this spread of disease very earlier, we can detect it. And also like we can generate some insights to the disease mechanisms. So these are some applications that we can deal with medical. So here with coming to big data, so here we have n number of applications and n number of systems we have. So with that we can use it for our medical applications like patient monitoring, or to improve the quality of the institution, that is monitoring the institution, and also like improve the treatment options. So now like it is time for you, like any queries you have, like any doubts, whatever we have discussed. So here in data, we deal with different types of data like relational database and also the text files, XML files, various kinds of data. So we handle the data sets and we process on the data like the transformations, whatever we have in the ETL logics. So we have various kinds of transformations like joining the data and also aggregating and grouping the data and ordering the data, sorting the data, all these operations that we perform in the transformation area, and we load it to the data warehouse system, and that from that system the data can be analyzed and also it can be taken for decision making, and that also can be visualized to the users with the help of reports and dashboards that we call it as data visualization. And this integration is called as data integration, that is between the source and target system. So here mostly we work in the data integration and data visualization part. And so coming to big data, so we have so big data tools like Spark, Hadoop, Scala, PySpark. So all these tools we are having in Cognizant, and we're working on that. Some projects we have. And we're also dealing with the relational database systems like Teradata and Microsoft SQL Server and Oracle DB2. Any queries, guys? Any queries? Anything that you have to know? So, like to all the future buds of SREC, that is like we have to decide like which domain we are going to start, or like which is your area of interest that you have to identify by yourself, like where your interest lies over medical instrumentation or regarding tissue engineering, or with the help or with the data analytics, that is big data analytics, that is medical data analytics we call. So you have to identify your area of interest, that is anything that can be image processing. So you have to identify those area of interest and you have to start working on that particular domain, and based on that you can skill up yourself by doing some certifications and courses we have with various platforms. So based on that, you can start preparing your profile to become business ready. So in Cognizant also, I think we offer the early engagement program by third year. So that is a very good opportunity you have in SREC. So that is for all the topmost colleges, they provide the early engagement programs. So we have to get certified with the Azure courses, these data engineering courses. So by doing this, we can just like split our domain, or like we can find our interest and work on that. Either it can be a data engineer, or it can be a big data path, or it can be in Java, okay, or application development. So you have to just classify, or like you have to find your area of interest and start working on that, so that you'll get a good profile once you certified, or like once you complete any courses. So that will be very helpful to crack those placement interviews. That is my suggestion for you all.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Yeah.
How can we enroll for that free certificate courses, sir?
So actually, like in Microsoft, here we don't have. I think we have. We need a payment, and so for we need a voucher. So we in Cognizant we have a Cognizant voucher that we can do for by the for our employees. We have our own voucher, but being a student, we have to do a payment that is based on the courses. And here we have Microsoft. So I'll share you the link once the session has been completed. I'll share you the link where we have to enroll for the certification, and we have to pay for it, and we have to schedule it. And once you are ready, you can start doing it, and it will be very like a video that will be monitored and protocoled by an person. And so I'll share you the link where you can enroll for these courses if you're interested. Anything else?
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Similarly, you have like with various data platforms like data architect. So that is some advanced level. So we have various courses over this Azure engineer. And in Udemy, we have like Power BI and these reporting and visualization tools handling the data. So we have various courses for Tableau, and also Informatica Cloud. And also like you can start working on the basics of SQL and the DBMS and RDBMS. So for IT and CSE students, they'll be having their DBMS paper in their 4th semester, I guess. So if you're interested, really interested, you can just go through those subjects like DBMS, RDBMS, and also the main SQL and scripting, that is Linux. You can start working on that, the basics of Unix, and also the SQL is very important for these data domains. So SQL plays an important role, that is structured query language. And if you know any of the database like Oracle or Microsoft SQL Server, that will be very good. That will be an added advantage for your interviews if you equip yourself in any of the database, or like if you're certified with that. So that will be an added advantage with SQL and database. Yeah.
Sir, we are in second year, sir. Whether we any prerequisite?
No, can you please come again, Tarun? So you're in the second year of BME.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you're asking like you have to like you're interested in doing this SQL and database courses.
Sir,
Now, what is your question? Prerequisites for?
whether is there any prerequisite?
So you're telling
Kavin, I think he's asking whether there is any prerequisite courses that he has to be completed before going through all these things, like the
Yeah.
certification course.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. So SQL is a very basic thing, Tarun. So you can start with SQL, like you know the C programming, right? C programming. So C programming, and followed by that you can start with SQL. So SQL, very basic course we have in Udemy. So you can go with SQL, and before SQL, you should be very strong with DBMS concept, that is database management system. Clear, Tarun? So C programming, database management system, and SQL. So followed by SQL, you can do some database certifications like Oracle or Microsoft SQL Server, MongoDB, Teradata. So whatever the database we have, if you're interested with that, you can certify in any of the database we have. So SQL is very basic. So the basic commands, that is like inserting, for example, we have a table in a relational database. So we have a table we have various sources. So in SQL, we have one table, okay, in Oracle or Microsoft SQL Server, we have a table employee. So we have to select the employee number 10. Okay, so employee ID, that is equal to 10. So we have to give a query, that is select employee from employee table where employee ID is equal to 10. Okay, so this is a basic select statement that we do. So the commands we have over the SQL, that is select statement and insert, update. So to insert a new record that is like for example, we maintain one university database in our college, for example. So there is that university database, which is consisting of faculty information, student information, college information, course informations. So for example, if we have added a new course in a course table, okay, so we have different tables like course, faculty, student, college, okay. So we have this data stored in the database, in a university database. So now we have got a new course, AIDS. So we have to add that particular record to our course table, okay, in a database. So that is like adding a new record. And next we have is like updating the record. For example, we have a student, so the student information and the student address has been updated, so we have to update the record for that particular student, that is updating. So we have like select, insert, update, and delete. These operations that we have classified into DML, DDL. Okay, so these commands that you're going to study in the SQL, that is very basic. Clear, right? To deal with the data and the RDBMS system. So everything we do here is like dealing with data set, and we store it, and the stored data can be analyzed, or it can be used for the future decision making to improve the business of the company, and also that we can visualize with the help of visualization tools. So that is what we have discussed, the overall thing. So any other things you have? So like if you're interested with image processing, medical image processing, and that is more related with the big data analytics. So the loading the data set and predicting what kind of image is that. So loading all kinds of image or the data we have into the system, and we are training the data set, and we are predicting or like looking for what type of image or what type of disease is that. So we're able to predict with the help of system. So that system you can start like you can just start learning on these concepts, like how to build a system which is involving a data and input and output. So once you start learning this SQL and database management system, so you'll clearly understand how we can relate those with our medical courses or like medical things we have. So like as a BME student, so you can just look your area of interest, like whether it is you are falling on like medical instrumentation or like image processing or tissue engineering. So that is the right time. Being a third year student, so in a third year we can decide, like the second year by fourth semester we can just think on like which domain you are very strong, and you can identify your area of interest. So based on that you can equip yourself. So if you're strong at image processing, and if you are very much interested with data analytics, so you can start working on this, whatever the courses I've told, SQL, any of the database certifications, and also like big data courses that like Scala, Hadoop, PySpark we have. Okay, so these are the big data tools that is used in the business. So you can just make yourself certified with these concepts, and once you are with the final year, so you will be able to design a system that is like a medical system. So in the third year you have the opportunity to connect with Cognizant with the help of early engagement program. So that is also a very useful opportunity we have. So we have various domains: application development, data integration, data science roles, and also like cloud infrastructure services role, and so like Java and .NET, working with that tools. So if you are interested, then you can just start working on that particular domain and get certified. And also like so if you have any opportunity, if you have any interest over the data analytics, you can just apply for some internships over LinkedIn. Okay, like if you want any helps, that you can reach me at LinkedIn anytime, so I can also guide you like how to apply, or like any opportunities if I have, I'll share to you. Like in Cognizant, we have internship program only for the students that who have been placed in the on campus. So followed by on campus, we'll be providing a internship, and followed by that you'll be onboarded as a programmer analyst trainee. And here in Cognizant, we have data analytics, so big data analytics, that is big data analytics, and data scientist roles, and also like a cloud computing and blockchain, and also like IoT, digital engineering. So we have various departments over here. So we have wide opportunities to work. And also we deal with healthcare datas and also like life science companies. We are working for life science clients and also healthcare clients, various hospital institutions we are working, and also for insurance companies and for the bankings. And we work for also the retails and manufacturing, BMW and 3M. So we work for many industries like including healthcare and life science. So SREC provides you a good opportunity to get placed in a reputed organization like Cognizant. Not only Cognizant, we have Wipro, Infosys, and in out we have like various companies like Mindtree and L&T, Infotech, Capgemini, and also HCL Technologies, Deloitte, PwC. So I think we have more in our on campus this list. So any questions, guys? So during my life at SREC, I've started I was just having my C programming in the first year. So I was having a paper called C programming and fundamentals in first year, that is first semester, and followed by that I'm having my is that actually like Java and OOPS concept in the fourth semester, and followed by that I had Visual C++ over the fifth semester. So these are the computer science papers that I have studied, and by that I had some interest towards medical data analytics. So I've attended various workshops conducted by IIT and PSG Tech. So I've attended some workshops to predict the image, so predict the diseases with the help of image classification. And so those I have just equipped with those image processing techniques. And so I've also done a project with EC department with Anupriya ma'am. She was an assistant professor in EC department. I think now she's not available. And so I was just guided by various department faculties. So we have CSE department, ID department, and EC department. So if you have any doubts or any insights you require, you can reach anytime the faculties we have in SREC for CSE or EC EEE. So like that is all based on your interest that you use. So I would just incorporated, like I just mingled with those ECE and IT students, my friends, and got some insights, and just like understood their papers like DBMS, what they are learning in the DBMS, what is software engineering, for example, software engineering process, starting from analysis. So first we analyze the requirement and we design and we code it, and we, after developing the code, we test it, and followed by testing, we have production, and next that is we call it as go live. So we release it. So like these are the steps we involved in the SDLC, software development life cycle. So for developing a software or an application, what are the steps involved in the software development or application development? So these are the process we have, like starting from analysis to production. So that you have to build, or that you have to search for it, and you have to build those knowledge. So if you're interested, so just find your area of interest and the domain that you need to work, and start working on that. So you have opportunities and you have all the resources available with you, so that you have to find like what is your domain, and you have to work on that.
Thank you, Kavin. Any queries, students?
Yeah,
Students, any queries? Okay, no queries. Vasanth sir, anything to discuss, sir?
That's it, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So
thanks,
Kavin, thank you so much, Kavin.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
So
And,
on behalf of SREC Alumni Association, SREC, I would like to thank today's chief guest, Mr. Kavin Kumar, 1519 batch from Biomedical Engineering Department for his fabulous talk related to the topic data in a digital world. Thank you so much, Kavin, for your informative talk. Next, I would like to thank our principal ma'am for providing me immense support to make this webinar successful one. And I also extend my gratitude to Thomas Renal sir and Yuva Kritika ma'am for their constant support in organizing such events. I thank all the BME students, alumnus, faculties for their active participation in the e-talk. So thank you everyone once again for the gracious presence. Have a good day. Thank you all.
ma'am, my thanks to principal ma'am and Vasanth sir and Thomas sir, and for the alumni association, and to all the BME students over here for providing this wonderful opportunity to take up here. And thanks all, and wish you all the best to all the students.
Thank you, Kavin. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All the best, Kavin.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Guys, if you have any doubts in future, you can reach me by my LinkedIn ID and also by the mobile number I have over here. You can please note down it. So if you have anything, you can reach me with the help of Lavanya ma'am and Shividya Shakti ma'am. So I'm also available at LinkedIn. You can get my LinkedIn ID. I'll share you the Microsoft the registration links and also my profile. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you.